Hello? Are we recording? Alright. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, what we've been up to. We're almost there. Gosh. On my hacking plan, it says 3 days left, which is... anyways, we got all the bugs wrapped up. All the ones I can find. Okay. Wait. No. Trying to get this control... Whoop. Well, if it would let me pull it up. The regular maybe you can see it. The regular controller vibrates at the same time whenever this guy vibrates. So when people play, their controllers are going... So anyways, trying to fix that. I sent off some requests out into the Reddit and out into the world for people to hopefully respond, because I don't know. But should be able to have that fixed. That should be a fairly easy one. And then there was optimizations because it ran on the work machine, which is a completely overpowered beast. It's ridiculous. So used my home computer, which is a 3rd generation i5, along with a 1070 in it. Ran good over there. Well, it had a little hiccup, so we just added some settings in to tune it down and dynamically tune it down so it could still run on that system. But our game is CPU bound for the most part. So if it ran on an i5 Gen 3, then it'd be fine on pretty much everybody else's, you can guarantee. But so there was that, but then we even took it back farther and put it on this really bottom of the line AMD. That's its equivalent CPU is a i3 Gen 1. So pretty heinously, make sure that's still, yeah, okay. Pretty heinously slow. So I had a little trouble there, and I was like, because we wanted to play for everybody, and I was like, how do we get this down? So what we came up with, was these guys. The overall scalability in Unreal, because we're kind of up against a wall. We optimized the particles, the bloom, the bunny count, everything in game as best as we could. Cobalt's been nailing it with the textures and the models, and just beating the heck out of it, getting it optimized. But what these do, and also the screen percentage, r.screen percentage, good to know for people. So if you're up against the wall and you need to push it down that last little bit so it can run on lesser machines, these are good for that. Because the whole time we know we've been CPU bound, because the whole game is running physics objects. So our CPU limit was here, but unbeknownst to me, because I hadn't hit the GPU cap was waiting just below. So once we got the CPU down here and then we put it on a lesser machine, suddenly the GPU was the cap. So that's where these come in, because normally you do a little bit of render the image bigger than it needs to be and then shrink it down to kind of get a cheaty anti-aliasing look. And also there's your texture size, a bunch of other things. That's where this overall scalability comes in, is a whole bunch of different settings, but you can use it, it works good. But also the screen percentage size, that took the render size and made it down. So yes, much like Robo Recall, when you play it on a lesser machine, it plays. It's ugly as sin, but it plays. And same with this, you can play it, like, it'll play perfectly healthy and beautiful and fine on an i5 with a 1070. I haven't gotten to test it on a 980. That would have been lovely, but oh well. I'm using kind of the diff to guess a lot of things. But we do have an even lesser machine, which is the AMD something really ancient with a RX 470 in it, which is supposed to be the equivalent of a 970. Or an NVIDIA 970. So, yeah, it's, once I got all these settings in, I got it hacked down to where it was running on that machine even. There is a little bit of slowdown at the end, but that machine is like, woo! It's like the bottom. but it does run, and it only slows down at the end, so that's freaking awesome. But now, of course, our min spec is still an i5, at least Gen 3, and hopefully you got a 1070 at least in there. And I haven't got to try it on a 980, but should work on a 980. So anyways, not making promises. Okay, still running this down, but should be able to. And yeah, oh, and because of the slowdown on the way lesser machine, there was a way to cheat the game. So had to write in a thing. A good way to keep people from cheating when you're in slow-mo is limit how fast they can fire. In VR, when you fire, you push the buttons, everything's reactionary. So even when you hit slow-mo, you can still be like, grrr. So now today I'm implementing a cooldown, so each time you pull the trigger, X amount of game time, not real time, game time has to go by before you can fire again. Yeah, so mostly it's these and this dynamic adjust of we did a lot of trimming on the particles and setting up a lot of the materials to be masks rather than translucent, and how these little explosions go boom, and tone down a lot of things to where it's still, like, visually you can't tell the difference, like you really can't. But if you were I don't know, if you were like turning things way up and just like staring at them, then you could, but in the game you can't. So anywho, yeah, so it's looking pretty good, and I'm just gonna get hopefully all those in today, and that'll, well, I mean, we'll see. I'll keep playing all the way through Wednesday, just test, and try to find anything else. But as far as I've been able to identify, that's the last of it. And yeah, 3 days. Wednesday. So August 23rd. Mark your calendars. This Wednesday. Yes. Is when Hangry Bunnies is out, and there's a Steam store, and we got the videos, and we got all that. Yeah, feel free to hit up the website, or the YouTube channel, or the Twitter, or the Instagram, or the whatever, and contact us with anything, any notes, any comments. Thank you everybody for following me on this adventure for the last year and a half. Real production started about 6 months ago, but before that it was about a year that I set to studying. So anywho, thank you everybody for following along so far. We're almost there. And then I can have a normal schedule again. Yay! Not that it's been awesome. It's been grand. It's been intense, but it's been awesome. So anywho, yeah, hope everybody out there is doing good. It's been lovely. The days have been grand and slightly gray, but still toasty, so I like it. I'm talking about the weather. How freaking boring is that, huh? Anyways, yeah. Hope everybody out there is doing well. Thank you so much for the subscriptions and the likes and the following along. It's going awesome, and we should hit Wednesday without any hitches and launch right in, and in 2 to 3 weeks we'll know if we done good. So fingers crossed. Keep all of your fingers and toes crossed. And thank you again, everybody. The watches and likes and follows and comments and yeah, any comments you got, it's all greatly appreciated. And yeah, hope all is well out there for everybody. Hope all is shiny, and we'll probably post something on release night when we throw a big shindig, or somewhere, maybe, hopefully. Anyways, yes, hope all is well, and I will see you all in a few days on launch day. Meh.